So I just bought this 1972 Jeep Commando. Got it for a cheap price. It's been sitting since 2012. It was under a carport since 2012. But this past winter we had a lot of snow, and snow took the carport down, and the owner was smart enough to throw a couple tarps on it, but it's pretty much been outside with no top on it. But he decided to sell it instead of it just getting ruined in his yard, so I ended up buying it, and now we're going to see if it'll run. I got some oil, fresh battery, everything we need. Should run. He said it ran when he parked it, but everyone says it ran when parked, so we'll see if that's true. Alright, let's check it out under the hood. So it's got the inline 6, the bigger inline 6. Everything's here. I mean, it's even got the old battery in it, which probably isn't going to work. But lots of critters have been living in here. I did check it's got oil, but I'm going to change it anyways. There's no coolant, so it probably all leaked out. So we'll put some water in there and see what happens. But other than that, looks like it's pretty good to go. Alright, got the battery hooked up, so I'm going to crank it just to make sure it cranks. I don't want it to start or anything. I don't even want to pump any of that old gas into the carburetor. So I'm just going to crank it over, make sure the motor's not frozen, and that it works. We'll see what happens. Alright, so it cranked. Sounded strong. So I'm going to disconnect the fuel line so it doesn't suck up any of the old gas. This is a full tank, according to the gauge anyways, I'm not really sure, of 10-year-old gas. So I'm going to disconnect the fuel line, spray some starter fluid into the carb, see if we'll run off of that, just get a spark so we know we have spark. And then if that works, then we'll put our own fuel source in, separate from the tank, just a little tank, and then we'll see if it runs. And then once it runs, I'll change the oil, delete all that, and go from there. Alright, disconnect the fuel line, so now there's nothing living in this air cleaner. Wouldn't be surprised if some squirrels are out here. Moment of truth. Hey, that's not bad. Filter looks pretty good. Looks clean inside. Look at that. Filter did his job, nothing ate it. Awesome. Good stuff. You know, I think this is going to fire right up. Alright. Moment of truth already. Actually, I'm going to crank it just a little bit, get the oil pressure up, and then I'm going to do that. Okay, none of the lights are working, so I'm not sure if it has oil pressure. I'm going to assume that it does. It looks like, what's that going on there? I always tack a gauge onto there pretty quick, but I just want to see if it fires. Let's see here. Alright, let's see it. See this thing will fire right up. Alright, nothing there. So next I'm going to check and make sure I have voltage at the coil. Turn the key on. So just tested the voltage. The coil is getting voltage. Not sure if we're getting spark yet though. So I open up the distributor and it looks brand new. It looks like all these parts have never been sparked or anything. So I think at one point someone may have tried to get this running. And I'm guessing that they didn't put the points on right, so there's probably no point gap. It's kind of what it seems like. So I'm going to turn that over and then watch on this video if the points actually are working. At first I thought the points weren't moving, like they weren't adjusted right, but they are. So there's a lot of corrosion on them, which again, not all these parts look new, but maybe they just sat old for a while in the moisture, I'm not sure. All right, so here's the problem with our ignition points. As you can see, this is connected here. So every time that this breaks, ignition breakers, engine sparks. So as you can see, got a bad connection. The points are closed, but there's no connectivity there. These points, these are old points from a different car, they're not going to work, but this is what it should be. These are closed, as you can see. Every time I activate the points, that's how it should be. So I'm going to try to sand these down, see what happens. And I could just go to the store and buy new ones, but I'm too lazy. So we'll try to sand them down first. I tried the 2000 grit, didn't seem like enough. So we go for 150 and then we'll see what happens. Alright, I'd be surprised if that doesn't work. Buff it up here, some 2000. Alright, now let's see if we have good connectivity here. So far so good. Let's see if I can actuate it here. There we go. That'll work. Alright, got the points back in that I sanded down. Not the right way to do it, but it'll get it running. Installed that, made sure the points gap is right, got it back in the strippers go back together. So now, hopefully, it should start. Let's try it out. So I get to run a little longer than that. Here it runs. All right, so about to fire this thing up. Some fuel. So I got this gas can strapped to the bumper out here, DOT approved. Got the line running in to the fuel filter, or fuel pump rather. And that goes up, put a new filter on it, put some fuel in the carburetor, so it should fire right up. And hopefully it'll run good, as long as the fuel pump works. And then we're going to put some coolant in it. Alright, well, fired up, ran great, so that's good. I think I need to put more fuel in the carburetor. I don't think it pumped, I think it ran out, that's why I stopped. Or I started moving the wheels back and forth, the steering wheel, so the power steering pump could have bogged down enough to stop it too. So I'm gonna put some coolant in it, try it again, try to dial it in, and then see what happens. All right, got everything back together. Fuel can's working, fuel system's working. Got the original fuel pump still working, so that's good. Line goes over the carburetor. I did have to tap on the carburetor to get the needle and seat to open up. It was stuck shut. Once I got that going, runs great, fires right up. Got coolant in there, so now it's time to take it for its first rip. This thing runs so smooth, it's so quiet. Put it in drive, and we're off. Gotta clean the windshield. Brakes. Oh, we got one wheel brakes. Just that one. We'll put it in neutral to go down the hill here. Open top cruising. It says the temp's really high. Go over here. Off-roading already. Okay, it runs really well. Go down the yard. The temp gauge says reading really high. I don't think I have any front brakes. Power steering works well. Temp gauge is reading high. I'm not sure if that's accurate or what.